Hi, my name's Katie. I'm a professional makeup artist and I'm here with makeup tutorials to help you get better at doing your own makeup. In today's video, I thought I would do eyeshadow looks using my brand new Tom Ford eyeshadow quad. So I came up with 8 looks for you and I'm going to show those to you in this video. So if that sounds interesting to you, just keep watching. So if you saw my Lucky Bag video, you'll know that I got a Tom Ford eyeshadow quad in my Lucky Bag. This eyeshadow quad retails for $88. It's not something I would have bought on my own, right? My splurge is around $50-$60. So that's my splurge. I'll do maybe once a year, maybe, right? So I was really excited to get this, and I saw that a lot of people got the same one. So it comes like this. This is, it comes in a nice pouch to keep it in, which I like because it helps keep this mirrored finish clean. So this is the Tom Ford Eye Color Quad in Badass is the name of this color story. So we open it up here and I'll show you. It comes with 2 little applicators, which I'll show you here real quick. So they're sponge tip and brush tip. So we've got 2 traditional size sponge tips on the top there, if you can see. And then on the bottom of each of these dual-ended guys, we have this skinny one right here, which I like that they have that little sponge tip applicator. That's good for eyeliner, and then they have this brush tip, which is good for blending. So these are actually kind of handy. Don't discount these little guys. They can come in handy, especially for this palette, which I'll show you here. So this is the palette. I'm covering the mirror so I don't blind you with the light there. I have numbered the colors. They don't have names or anything. So I numbered them 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? So we have 1 being the lightest shade, 2 being this metallic shade, this metallic like reddish brownish shade. I'll show it to you in swatches here. And then we have 3 being this gray shade that has lots of sparkle in it, and then 4 being this black shade. So let me swatch it for you real quick right here. So this first shade we have is the lightest shade in the bunch. There we go. You can see that's very reflective, light, nice shimmer. I do have it on my eyes right now. You can see I'm wearing shade 1 and shade 2 right now. So, hey, I didn't film this one. This could be look number 9. Woo! So you can see it has a nice sheen to the eye. I really like this shade. It just enhances. It's really good for just a one shadow look that's very subtle. I really like it. So that's shade number 1. Shade number 2 is not as red as it looks in the pan. It's kind of a metallic. Okay, so that's shade number 2. So if you can see, it does have a metallic sheen to it, but when you put it on the eye, it reads darker. It's almost like a black brown. If you can see it, I have it on my eyes as an eyeliner today. You can see that, right? So number 3, shade number 3 is that gray sparkly one. This one has a lot of sparkle in it. I didn't have any issues with the sparkle as far as when I applied it. Right, there you go. You can see that. As far as fallout from the sparkle, as long as you don't go crazy with the buffing motion, that will kick up a lot of shadow in any shadow. So as long as you use a pressing motion, you should be fine. But I did notice that when I wore it throughout the day, that I did get some fallout throughout the day. Just a little bit. I noticed a little collection of sparkle under my eye from that gray shade. And then the black one is what I called shade number 4. So let's see here, I can get it right there. That is shade number 4. That's the black one, and it has a little bit of a sparkle in it, right? It just a hint of it. It just kind of catches the light, right? So as you can see, this is a very kind of gray, grungy kind of palette. Even that lightest shade has a bit of a grunge to it. It's got some depth to it. So if you're into those grungy grays, then you would probably really, really like this palette. It's not a color story that I would have picked up on my own. I'm really happy to have it. It definitely speaks to my 20-year-old goth side, you know? So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So a lot of these looks that I'm going to show you, I use, you know, just one shadow, or I use 2 shadows. I'll get into it. I'll show you some have pictures, some have, I'll talk you through how I got the look, but we'll go through each of the 8 looks here. And for each of the looks, I did use the same base. I used my Sorme undershadow, which has a little bit of a tint to it. Yeah, so it just neutralized the eye area. This is a favorite of mine. I use this one a lot. And I also used the Bare Minerals Well Rested color. I don't know if you can see the color. You kind of can see it.
40,
there. Maybe you can see it better through the package. There we go. And I use this to set the Sorme. So for all of these looks, I did the same eye prep for all of them. So here we go. Let's get going.
Look number 1. This is a 1 shadow look, the most subtle of the bunch. I used shade number 1, that lightest shade, all over the lid. Then I tight lined my upper waterline with my favorite tight lining pencil, the Sephora waterproof in Stone. It's a nice deep espresso. Then I put on some mascara and some false lashes. I thought that would be a lot of fun to use some falsies here. Look number 2 is 2 shadows. I used shade 1 and shade 2. So shade 1 is all over the lid. Then as you can see, I used shade 2 in the outer V of the eye for some depth. As you can see in here, you can't see a lot of that red metallic tone when it's buffed and blended into the lid like this. And then I've got my tight line there and my mascara and falsies on for this look. Look number 3, we're going to take, it's a 1 shadow look. We're going to take shade number 2 on a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to start in the outer V of the eye. That's where I want the most depth of color, and then I'm just going to blend it across the whole lid. So 1 shadow look, blending it up into the crease, onto the lid. I'm going to take a small pencil brush and I'm going to take that same color under my eye as well, just coming across the outer third half there of the lid, not all the way across the bottom. So going out to the other side for look number 4, I'm going to take shade number 2 and I'm going to bring that into the outer V of the eye to create that outer V shape and down onto the bottom in that outer third. Then on the middle, I'm going to take shade number 3 on another shadow brush, and I'm going to pat that one onto the center of the lid and blend a little bit there. Then I'm going to take another shadow brush, and I'm going to bring shade number 1, the lightest shade, onto the inner third of the eyelid and make sure that they're blended where they meet together. Blend it across the bottom there with my pencil brush. I'm using a puff there to blend the edges of the shade around the top and the sides on both sides. You don't have to use a brush. You can use your velour puff for that. Just soften up the edges there. Then I'm going to tight line there on look number 3 side with my Sephora pencil. Just tight line real into the lashes there. And on the other side, I decided I was going to do some liquid liners. So for look number 4, I used a liquid liner. This is the Maybelline Hyper Easy liquid eyeliner pen. Just a small little line of liquid eyeliner there. This is my favorite First Step mascara. This is the Maybelline Lash Discovery. It's got a nice small brush for my nice small lashes. I always start with this one. And I always do multiple coats of mascara because I have small wimpy lashes. So for this one, I'm going to use my Chanel Volume de Chanel for the top on the second coat. And there we have look 3 and 4. Look number 5, we're going to do an all one shadow look with shade number 3. And I'm taking a dense shadow brush. That is the Refer brush. I think it's Refer 3. I'll list it in the description down below, which tools I'm using for each of these. Because I know it's going fast. So that one's a one shadow look. So we're going all over the lid with it again. Remember with this shade to use more of a packing motion so you don't get too much fallout from the glitter that's in it. Then I took my Refer pencil brush and I'm taking that under the eye and I'm using a tissue as a guide and also to catch any fallout that I might get under the eye because I already did my concealer here. So this gray is a nice fun one for a one shadow look. And I'm just blending the edges there. And then I'm going to take my Sephora pencil and tight line the top. Make sure I get right in the lashes there with that. Blend it with my pencil brush. And then I'm going to take my Maybelline Lash Discovery for my first coat on top and bottom. I can really get into the base of the lashes with this one, which is why I like that small little brush. And then I'm going to take my Ilia mascara. This one has a nice comb on it. I find it nice and separating. I like this one. Then I'm going to take my lash comb to make sure that I comb through and separate all those lashes so you can see what I do have. Look number 6 is another one shadow look. So for this one, I'm going to take my teeny tiny Makeup Forever 208 brush and I'm going to take shade number 4, that black shade, and I'm going to apply it to the lash line in a wing shape, really winging it out at the edge there at the end of my eye. You can see that I'm using a tissue for a guide, also to catch the fallout, and I'm bringing it under the outer bottom third of the eye to kind of make that shape around the outside of the eye there. Then I'm going to take a small fluffy brush and I'm going to blend the edges of this color. I want it to be nice and soft. I don't want it to be a harsh wing for this one. When you do a one shadow look, you're not stuck to just sweeping one shadow over the entire lid. You can do different shapes with it. You don't have to stick with just one, so I decided I wanted to do a wing shape for this one shadow look with the black shade. So I'm just getting a little more on that small fluffy brush just to emphasize that color there with the depth where I want it. Then I am tight lining with my Sephora pencil on the top and the bottom third, and then making sure that that's blended in with my little brush. Look, more Maybelline Lash Discovery. Top and bottom. Oops, sorry, I'm blocking my eye there. Whoops. And this side, I'm going to use my Urban Decay Perversion mascara. I really like that one. Oops, I got a little smooch. There we go. So look number 6 and look number 5. One shadow looks. Shade 3 and shade 4. Look number 7. Now we're going to go into shade 1 all over the lid with a small fluffy eyeshadow brush, or medium size, whatever size you want to call that. Just your standard eyeshadow brush. Then I'm going to take my small Makeup Forever 208 again, use my tissue as a guide, and I'm going to take shade number 2 and I'm going to really pack on shade number 2 here in a wing shape. I really wanted to bring out that metallic sheen from that shade, that reddish color. So I got my brush wet with my Makeup Forever Mist and Fix so that I could really pack on that metallic and really get that metallic shade that color to come out in this shape. And this brush is really good for that small detail work, those edges. Clean up the edge there, sharpen it up. Now I'm going to take my Winky Lux Plum liquid eyeliner. I decided I want a little plum to emphasize the color of this shade number 2. Then I'm going to wet a liner brush and I'm going to go back into shade 2 and I'm going to go back on top of that liquid liner. Really pop that metallic color there and then clean it up around the edges. So that's shade 1 and shade 2 for this look with some mascara. 2 coats as per my usual. And comb through. I'm going to take a small pencil brush and bring shade number 1 on the inner corner of the eye just to bring a little brightness, and then use my heated lash curler to really kind of bring those lashes and lift them up. So hopefully you can see what's there. Look number 8. So for look number 8, I'm going to go for a smoky eye. So I'm taking a NYX black pencil that's nice and smudgy, and I'm going to smudge it all along the upper lash line there. And I want a round shape so you can see that it's thicker in the middle than it is on the edges. Then I'm going to take a small teeny tiny shadow brush and I'm going to go into that black number 4 shade and I'm going to smudge out that black eyeliner. And then I'm going to take my eyeliner on the bottom and do the same thing, smudge it out. Use a tissue so you don't get too much fallout underneath the eye. That's always a great trick. Now I'm taking a small fluffy eyeshadow brush and I'm bringing more of that shade number 4 up onto the lid, just continuing that smoky eye technique. Now I'm going to take a crease brush. This is a Sonia G crease brush. And I'm going to take that shade number 2 and I'm going to bring that up into the crease. So I'm bringing it from the black color up above. So I'm meshing the 2 colors together, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to take my small packing brush and I'm going to take shade number 3, the gray, in the center of the lid to bring that shine into the center of it on this smoky look. Then a teeny tiny pencil brush for the inner corner and shade number 1 for some light on the inner corner. Cleaning up with a clean brush there. I'm using the one from the palette. Then I'm going to tightline the top and the bottom just to make sure I've got that extra black there. And then some mascara, the Maybelline Lash Discovery. Then I decided I wanted some lashes, so I pulled out my Ardell Trio Wispies, and I'm using a Duo Lash Glue here. It's a clear glue, but you can see it slightly before it dries. That's what that kind of weird color you're seeing is, but it dries clear, so you can't see it. And then I use a lash comb to make sure that the lashes are blended with my natural lashes. So that's look number 8 and look number 7. So there we have all of the looks, some one shadow, some multiple shadows, and I've got 9 up there for you. I hope that you liked this video. It was helpful for you. I will leave in the description box all of the details of the tools and everything that I used. Please remember to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you'd like to see more, and thank you so much for watching. I hope that you had a great day.